Hi, good afternoon. Jess Del Vecchio, City of Boca Raton. Thanks for joining us for Boca Business Brief. We did these through COVID, these types of broadcasts that have accumulated hundreds and thousands of views, which we use to market outside the city. So we're bringing it back, and we selected the perfect guest, Olivia Hollaus. She is the CEO and founder of Protect My Shoes. Welcome.
Thank you, Jess. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So excited to have you. I know you have a great story, and we wanted to start basically Protect My Shoes. You launched it, it's an initiative that you undertook as an entrepreneur. Want to
Yes.
hear it from your words, if you will. Give us a little background about you specifically before you get into your business.
Oh
Tell us
my
a little bit
gosh.
about
Okay.
you.
About me, where to begin? Well, I grew up in Boca. I do consider Boca home. I went to middle school, high school here. Love it. And then I went to University of Florida. So go Gators. I went there. I dual majored in political science and Mandarin Chinese.
Wow.
And that kind of took me on a completely different path. I became very passionate about becoming fluent in Mandarin. So I studied abroad in Beijing. This was in 2004, 2005, I think. I'm obviously giving out my age now, but
It's okay.
I studied abroad and it was such an amazing experience my entire junior year. And so after I graduated from UF, I decided to go back to Beijing and kind of start my professional career. I had barely nothing. I just was like, I didn't have a job lined up. I didn't have anything. But my mom encouraged me to like just pick a date at random on the calendar and just go to Beijing and find your path. So I did that. I went back and I stayed with my homestay family for 2 months. They were the nicest people. And I just got to meet so many people. And through that, I got my first job out of college. It was supposed to be just 1 year. I was working for a private equity firm from Hong Kong, but they were doing projects in China. So I was like the marketing manager, also liaising between our Chinese partners and our foreign partners. And 1 year turned into 10 years.
You're
So,
kidding.
nope. So, Beijing for 10 years. Um, anyway, fast forward, great experience. But it was time for me to come back to Boca, come back home. Great place to raise my family. I have two boys, a 7 year old and a 2 year old. And so I moved back here and just had this aha idea and started protect my shoes. So I guess that's kind of a quick gist of my background. Yeah.
No, it's impressive. I knew a lot about you, but I didn't know you were in for 10 years. I mean, I knew you had traveled and had business overseas, but I didn't realize it was for 10 years. So, private equity, so finance was your base, Mandarin and all of that. So, that's pretty impressive, right? So, then you come back, and kudos to your mom for giving you the push.
Yeah, I think so. I think she regretted it though, quite often.
10 years. She didn't know you'd be gone so long.
No, we were so far from each other and we're so close. So I think that she definitely had those moments of, that was a terrible idea.
Hmm.
But I think in my 20s, what a cool experience to have. And I got to see and do so many things that I don't think I would have had the chance to do if I, was here. So definitely an adventure of a lifetime for sure.
Absolutely. When
Yeah.
you kind of sometimes have to take when you're young before you have a lot of responsibility with the kids and, all of that. So I think it's pretty impressive that you did it at such a young age. Really amazing. I didn't know that about you. So tell us about when you launched Protect Your Shoes, like what you obviously found a need, right, of some sort. So tell us a little bit about that when you returned.
Really, I mean, it's, nothing deep. I love shoes. I'm a shoe addict. And so I literally, one morning pulled out a brand new pair of shoes and just that excitement. Now they have all these unboxings on Instagram and YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Like I was doing my own little personal unboxing and I'm just sifting through all of this paper. And I thought, this is not really A, very elegant. B, I just spent all this money on these shoes. I
And
have a
it's
dust
tissue.
bag. Yeah, but like, what's up with all this tissue paper and these stuffers, that are made with paper? So I literally had this aha moment. And I guess that part of my DNA is taking risks and adventure.
Clearly.
Clearly,
Clearly.
looking back, I can kind of see. And I just, then the Leo in me where I'm like, let me just dive in and be passionate and not analyze, but let's just go all in and then we'll figure it out. I just started working on a prototype and really kind of playing around and just seeing, I don't know, just trying to kind of find a solution for myself. And then I did focus groups and realized that other women also had kind of, the same thought and the same need. And that's how Protect My Shoes was born. I mean, it was kind of very, very like just honestly, I didn't really go in with a huge plan, quite frankly. It just kind of was a very authentic process, organic.
Organic, yeah, totally. That was the word I was saying, organic, because
Yeah,
you could
me too. I was
see.
trying to.
We're a good team. So how long ago was this that you came up with the first prototype?
So it was in 2006. So it's been already 6 years, which is crazy to me, but it was 6 years ago. And the first thing I did was to
16.
file for a patent. To me, that
Right.
was like, as we were working on the prototype and figuring out what was the right shape that worked for a variety of shoe styles, I
Mhm.
filed for the patent at the same time. So we do have both the utility and the design patents.
And I know recently with the TimberTech in town that you've entered other markets, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
wanna tell me.
I mean, I think you're definitely behind that. You kind of pushed me with the golf stuffers. It was so great. I was invited to be a part of the women's event as part of the TimberTech championship, and so I've been wanting to do a golf stuffer forever because I started playing golf last year, and I'm like, there's a need for this too.
Yes.
We can go beyond the beautiful shoes, the high heels, the flats. I mean, there's the sneakers, there's the golf shoes, and so it kind of was great that it pushed me to kind of slowly dive into that market.
Mhm.
And we are going to be launching on our website the actual product in the next 2 weeks. So super excited. This was kind of, I kind of used the event at TimberTech as like a soft launch, a focus group, and the
Uh-huh.
ladies loved it. It was like the perfect focus group. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
I think you take advantage of those things as opportunities when they come along, because you don't even realize it at the time that there were hundreds, 150 women at that event that were able to provide feedback, right? So it's really kind of a cool thing for
it,
everyone.
it was great and so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So obviously it wasn't or hasn't been all like rainbows and lollipops. Like, have there been challenges that you didn't, being that you didn't really have a plan, you kind of maybe didn't have as many challenges because you were, I won't say aggressively ready to succeed, but you were headstrong and you were going all in. So maybe you didn't see a lot of challenges because you weren't planning like, a 3 year, 5 year, 2 year, whatever it was. Any challenges that
I
you
know.
didn't see?
No, I mean, yeah, definitely. And I still deal with challenges. I mean, I think when you're, when this business has been fully funded, it's always been me. I think, funding, and making sure that,
Always.
there's enough.
Access to capital.
Yep. And then, it takes money to make money. So it comes in and then it
Totally.
goes right back out.
Uh-huh.
I think, that's always obviously a challenge. That's always something that, I keep tabs on. Gosh, what else? Also, I mean, I've been around for 6 years, but another thing that a lot of people in Boca would know is that I worked at Boca magazine for a few years. And I thought I could do both. And honestly, it was very hard to balance running a business, having a young kid, and then also working full time, which I love Boca magazine, but so
Of
I think
course.
that definitely it was wonderful, but it was definitely time last year to just go back full in and focus on Protect My Shoes.
Focus.
So time management, finding the balance between family, business, volunteering, just life in general, and then also business model, it changes. Sometimes you think
COVID.
this
I think
COVID.
COVID, there was a silver lining to COVID with the whole work-life balance and finding
Yeah,
what works for everyone. It's all different. I get emails from you at 11 o'clock at night. Like, everyone's work schedule is different based around their day-to-day at home. And like you said, volunteering and things that are important to you. I think it was a
it's
silver lining. I think it's forced us all to say, wait a minute, I need to either do more, do less, do more of this, whatever makes you happy. I think
I
I
think
see
you
that it's
spend
evident
more.
in what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think just being more intentional, just being intentional and,
So good.
less is more, just really picking the things that really speak to you, I think that's really important. So, yeah, there's
Yeah.
challenges every day, every day.
Every day. Yeah. Anything that you would do differently over the last 6 years, given you can go back and, or something now that you're launching the golf line, right? Is there something that you wouldn't do this time that you did initially 6 years ago?
Um, I think when I first that's a great question. I think when I first started, I got into a big box retailer and I quite frankly thought that was like I had made it, this is it. And then I realized that, what, for my business that's not necessarily the right direction, that being a niche product for a niche market, that's great, then you really know who your client is. So, I did pivot and decided to
Yeah.
make that change and say, just because it's a big name and it could be like, huge, doesn't necessarily mean it's a good fit long term, and I think I probably would have started
Right. Right.
the private label side of my business sooner because I that's an area that I focus a
Hmm.
lot on. And I think I would have started on that earlier.
Yeah. Well, you live and you learn, right? But I think getting into those big box stores at in the moment, that was huge, right?
It
You're just moving forward. Do you have something that you have in the works in the next few years, or something you would like to see happen?
Well, you know what? One of the things I've taken so much great joy in doing over the past year is collaborations. I love collaborating with other women entrepreneurs. I have
Hmm.
a very exciting collaboration coming out on November 28th, with another local female entrepreneur. Many of you will know her. Her name is Amanda Perna, and she's a fashion designer. And what we created together is really such joy. It is our signature cushion shoe stuffers and shoe bag, but with her fabrics, her prints, and her twist on it. And I cannot wait to share. It's so fun. So I think just more collaborations. They push
I
me.
love it.
They push production, and I love just sharing other women's stories.
Oh,
I can't
are we back?
lost you for a sec, Jess.
I lost you for a
Me too.
second. Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I heard what you have coming out in November. Hopefully, everyone else has. I think that would be really pretty amazing. We have a few people. Carly, in fact, just came in and said hi, guys, to us. She's part of the Boca Women Founders meeting. And before we lose connection, I'd hate to cut this. But is there anything else that you would like to say before ending the call? We wanted to keep it to about 15 minutes to keep everyone's interest. Anything else you would like to add, or a story of, kind of inspiration? I know you have a lot of them. So anything that you would suggest to people starting out with a business?
Yeah, I listen, I think being an entrepreneur is amazing. It's an amazing journey. Ups and downs though. Get ready for the roller coaster. I don't doesn't matter, I think, how big you get. I think there's always those new challenges. I just, I think there's no someone said the other day, there's no dream that's too big,
Buck,
and I really love that. I was like, yeah, you're right. That's so true. So, and I just so appreciate you, Jess, and
you're right.
everything you're
So true.
doing. And yeah, no, I think Boca's great, and I love being a part of the community. And it's such a great supportive community.
I love it. I love it. That's so great. Well, again, I think we might be losing a little bit of at the 15-minute mark. So if anyone wants to send in any questions, for sure do that. We will be bringing back this Boca Business Brief every. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jess.